Hello, welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here personally. So, today we're going to talk about the New Year's Six Bowls. Woo! New Year's Six Bowls. Yeah. One of the best holidays of the year. And I stand by that because it's a football holiday. Some people use it to drink. Some people use it to make out with their girlfriends. I don't have a girlfriend. I got football. So, yeah. Starting off, we're going to go with the Chick-fil-A Bowl because that is today at 7 o'clock. It's December 30th. And it's number 12, Pittsburgh, against number 10, Michigan State. I think that this game right here is personally not going to be as fun to watch as it could be because quarterback for Pittsburgh and Heisman finalist Kenny Pickett and running back and I think Doug Fluker award winner. I think I messed up the name of the award, but he won the award for the best running back. Definitely should have looked that up before I started the video, but it's too late now. Anyway, Kenneth Walker and Kenny Pickett are both out for this game because they opted out to go to the NFL draft. So I think this game is nowhere near as entertaining as it could be. It's still going to be a good game, though, I think. Pittsburgh is 11-2. Michigan State is 10-2. One thing I want to point out is there's a massive differential between the points these two teams score per game. Pittsburgh scores 43 points per game, and Michigan State scores 31.9. So that's a big difference right there. But Pittsburgh's problem is they score 43 points with their starting quarterback, who was, in fact, Heisman finalist, and he's not playing. So there's that. Spread for this game is Michigan State by 3.5. I think that's a little close. I think Michigan State wins this game and covers the spread. I think they win it by at least a touchdown, at least 6 points. So yeah, I think Michigan State wins the Chick-fil-A Bowl over number 12 Pittsburgh, but overall I think Pittsburgh had a very good year. They did accomplish a lot more than they had planned to coming into the season. They are undoubtedly very surprising on the year. Same thing with Michigan State. Both teams were very undoubtedly surprising. Neither of them were ranked coming into the preseason, and now they're two top 12 teams. Moving on to PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, which is January 1st, New Year's Day, at 1 o'clock. I'm kind of excited about this game. I was excited about it when I saw the release of it. The idea of an Oklahoma State Notre Dame matchup is very enticing to me. I think it's a good matchup. But my problem is there's just not much in it for Notre Dame. They have an interim head coach. You know, they wanted a national championship, didn't make the playoffs because they lost to Cincinnati earlier in the season. They're currently 11-1. And looking at Oklahoma State, they still accomplished a lot this year. But they were right there on the playoff verge at 11-2. They lost the Big 12 championship by literally an inch. Like, legit an inch. Like, the size of this bottle cap right here. That's what they lost the Big 12 championship to. So they're very rageful, and they want to win this football game very bad. But Marcus Freeman will begin the head coaching job at Notre Dame after this game and going into the offseason. I think that's a very good move for Notre Dame. I think that Marcus Freeman is going to be a very good head coach at Notre Dame. So we'll see what they have going for them there. The spread for this game is Notre Dame by 2.0. And my pick personally is Oklahoma State because, like I said, there's just not much in it for Notre Dame, and Oklahoma State wants to prove that they can still win against quality teams unlike Baylor. Moving on to the Rose Bowl. Number 11, Utah, who is 10-3, versus number 6, Ohio State, who is 10-2, on January 1st at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Utah. The first thing I'm going to talk about. The Utah Utes have been waiting for this. They have been waiting for this opportunity. This is what they've worked for all season long. This is what they worked for before the season, was to get to the Rose Bowl. This is what they worked for. They weren't working for a national championship. They were working for the Rose Bowl, and they want that ring with the rose on it. And I think they're going to get it. I'm going to tell you straight up right now, my pick for this game is Utah, and I have no doubts in this pick at all. I think Ohio State's a better team. I think Ohio State's a better team, hands down. But Utah has wanted this. This is what they want. Ohio State wanted a championship. Utah wants a Rose Bowl championship. Ohio State wants a national championship, and Ohio State can't get that because they lost their last game of the season to their rival team. I think they let Michigan score 47 points, I think. I don't have the score written down. But I think they let Michigan score 47 points, which is absurd. An absurd amount of points for that type of rivalry game. And Utah, in their last game, they handled Oregon. They won the Pac-12, and they handled Oregon. It was 38-10, I'm pretty sure. They handled Oregon, and like I said, Ohio State in their last game, they lost a playoff chance to their rival Michigan. But the Vegas spread for this game is Ohio State by 4.5, and I'm picking Utah because like I said, I think Utah, they've wanted this for a while, and I think they hands down want it more. They want the ring with the rose on it. They don't want obviously they want a national championship. Everybody wants a national championship, but Utah wants the Rose Bowl. I think a little bit more, honestly. Moving on to the All-State Sugar Bowl. This game is going to be amazing. All-State Sugar Bowl is one of my favorites every year, but this year I think it's definitely one of my more anticipated ones. Number 7 Baylor versus number 8 Ole Miss. And one thing I want to talk, and it's January 1st, 8:45. One thing I want to talk about is the fact that Matt Corral is playing, unlike Kenny Pickett and Kenneth Walker. I think that you should play in a game like this. I think these games matter. They're New Year's Six bowls. I think all of the bowl games matter. Now, I understand the lesser-known ones like, I don't know, the SRS Discount Bowl that's playing today. I think that's not Michigan. I think that's Arizona State and Wisconsin. I think that's what it's called, is SRS Discount Bowl. Who cares? If you don't want to play in that one, don't play. Who cares? But a game like the Chick-fil-A Bowl, like, people watch the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's the biggest bowl game coming on today. And Kenny Pickett and Kenneth Walker both aren't playing. Now, it's their decision. But I respect their decision. I respect all the decisions because it's theirs. It's not my decision to make. But come on, man. Anyway, this is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a great game. Baylor's amazing defense versus Ole Miss's amazing offense, and I think this is gonna be one of the best ones. I think this is gonna be better than the Cincinnati-Bama game. Now, I think the Cincinnati-Bama game is gonna be good, but we'll talk about that in a second. That's the next one up. But I think the Sugar Bowl is going to be very good this year. Baylor or Ole Miss, it's going to be really good. So the spread for this game is Ole Miss by 1.5, and I personally am taking Ole Miss because I think Matt Corral is going to be a big difference maker in this game and helping get past Baylor's awesome defense. Moving on to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, which is the college football playoff semifinal, which comes on tomorrow, December 31st at 3:30 p.m. Number 1, Alabama. Number 4, Cincinnati. 12-1 Alabama, 13-0 Cincinnati. One thing I want to mention for Alabama, they don't have John Mechie, superstar receiver. But you still have Bryce Young, you still have Brian Robinson, you still have Jameson Williams, you still have all those guys. You still have all of them. But Cincinnati's Sauce Gardner needs to lock down Jameson Williams. It needs to happen. And then that leaves room for your other defensive backs. Like, Sauce Gardner needs to be taken out of this game. He doesn't need to be taken out, but he needs to be irrelevant in this game on the stat sheet. Because if he's irrelevant in this game on the stat sheet, he's relevant on the field, because that means he's taken Jameson Williams out of the game, which is very, very impressive. And if he can do that, other defensive backs like Kobe Bryant can step up, and Cincinnati might actually have a fighting chance in this game. But the game is going to be won while Alabama's offense is on the field and while Cincinnati's defense is on the field. If those two things can happen for Cincinnati, if Sauce Gardner can lock down John Mechie's out, if Cincinnati's defensive back Sauce Gardner can lock down Jameson Williams, and if Cincinnati's defensive back Kobe Bryant can step up and lock down these other receivers and play the run game well and read Bryce Young's eyes, which nobody's been able to do this year, I think Cincinnati has a fighting chance. Now, I don't think they're going to win this game, I think they're going to end up getting out coached. I think Luke Fickell's a great coach, but Nick Saban is Nick Saban. I think they're going to end up getting out coached in the second half. But don't be shocked if Cincinnati has the lead going into halftime. If Cincinnati has the lead going into halftime, I wouldn't be shocked. It's going to be a very close game at half. I'm not going to be shocked. But the spread for this game is Alabama by 13.5, and I am going to be taking Alabama. Like I said, at half the score might differ, but I think that Alabama pulls this game out because you can't pick against Nick Saban in a game like this. Moving on, you got the Capital One Orange Bowl, college football playoff semifinal, December 31st at 7:30. Number 2 Michigan, number 3 Georgia. Both teams are 12-1. I think this is going to be a very, very good game. I don't think there's a bowl game on this list that is going to be as good as this one. I mean, maybe the Sugar Bowl, but I think this one right here is hands down going to be the best one. Keys of the game for Michigan. Cade McNamara and Hassan Haskins need to carry the offense to the promised land. If that doesn't happen, Michigan's not going to score. If Cade McNamara and Hassan Haskins don't play the game of their life, Michigan's offense isn't going to produce against Georgia's defense. And that's what it is. And speaking of offensive production, Georgia's offense has to produce. They have the defense, so their offense just needs to produce. Stetson Bennett needs to play great. And they need to stay on the field. That was the major problem in the Alabama game, is Georgia's offense stayed on they didn't stay on the field. Their defense was on the field the majority of the game. Which, I mean, when you have Georgia's defense, typically isn't a problem. But when it's against Alabama's offense, it is a problem. And that showed. So there's that. And one thing I want to talk about, there's one guy I want to talk about. And I don't really have anything to talk about him. I just want to mention his name because nobody talks about him. It's freshman tight end Brock Bowers. The man's is insane. I don't think you'll understand how good this guy is. I would actually go as far to say that he's the best tight end in the country. I would go as far to say that. I honestly, it's hard for me to think of a tight end right now that I would rather have on my team than Brock Bowers. It's hard for me to think of that. That's all I got to say there. I just wanted to mention him because he doesn't get talked about nearly enough. And the spread for this game is Georgia by 7.5. And my pick for this game, I think Michigan takes it. I think Michigan is playing the best football in the league right now. I think they're playing the best football in the country. I think Georgia's the best team in the country. I think they have the best roster in the country. But I think Michigan is playing the best football in the country. And it's not about the better team. It's about who plays the best on that day. And that showed in the SEC championship game. Georgia's better than Alabama. Georgia is the better football team. You can't find anywhere on the roster. You can't like point out multiple roster positions that I think Alabama would have the better roster than Georgia. I think Georgia has a better roster. But Alabama won the game because they played better that day. They got coached better on that day. And I think that's going to happen in the Orange Bowl. I think Michigan's going to play better. That's what it is. I think Michigan's not as good of a team as Georgia, but I think they're going to win. And all you got to do is win. So I think a national championship game, January 10th, is going to be Alabama versus Michigan. I don't know who I'm going to have to win that game yet. I'm not going to pick a national champion until the semifinals are played. But as of now, I would say the national championship is Alabama-Michigan. So I'm going to re-rapid fire my picks at you. Chick-fil-A Bowl, Michigan State. PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma State. Rose Bowl, Utah. All-State Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss. Goodyear Cotton Bowl, Classic, Alabama. And Capital One Orange Bowl, I'm taking Michigan. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it's quality content for you. I don't know. I hope you enjoy your New Year's. I hope you had a good Christmas. I know I'm going to enjoy my New Year's because I got football to watch. So I really am going to enjoy my New Year's. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. And enjoy the games. Peace.